Hello, you guys. Welcome back to another episode slash video on this podcast slash YouTube channel. Welcome back or welcome. Thank you so much for joining me today. I know y'all saw the title. Today we are getting into it, getting straight into business. As a Scorpio woman, I feel like I am very certified in this topic to give advice. If you don't know much about astrology or know me in real life, I'm about to explain what I mean. But anyway, guys, today we are going to be talking about the power of your silence. And I am not talking on some being compliant when it comes to what's going on in the world, what you believe. Nah, 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 nah. I am talking about silence in your responses to things and people that no longer serve you and what it actually does for you, like how it benefits you in the whole situation. And I'm gonna get to it. I have been single and celibate for over a year. It has been a journey. Went back to therapy, talked to a couple guys, went on a date. But there is a very much a consistency in the ways that my love life has gone over this past year, primarily when it comes to the process of these talking stages. And maybe I'm still doing a little something wrong that I need to figure out, but hear me out real quick. So, and mind you, I've had, I believe, three three or four talking stages in this past year, and they have all had a very simple cycle, right? And mind you, only one of them has actually made it on a date with me, which says a lot. So I'll meet a guy. He'll be super nice, super adamant to get to know me. You know, you text someone and then you guys hop on that FaceTime or that call for the first time, and then y'all are locked in for like, oh, I really mess with your personality, blah, blah. These talking stages have not lasted longer than a month. At about a month, typically, most commonly, a guy will hit me with something. Oh, this doesn't work for me. I think maybe the distance is too much, or my life's just really busy right now, yada, yada, yada. Um, and I'm like, okay, right? One thing about me as a woman, it's very hard for me to, I feel like, end things myself when I feel like I haven't tried everything I could. Like, not so much in talking stages, but even sometimes, like, when I care, I care. But especially in relationships, like when I ended my last relationship, I was like, I did everything I could. I literally did everything I could to help this guy. Try this. Will you go to therapy? Can you do this? I'll stop doing this. Like, I tried everything. So when I made my decision, I was clear. But me, on the other hand, like when a guy says he's done, um, unless you're my first love when I crashed out. For me, it's just like, okay, like I'm able to take people's word at what it is. I'm not gonna beg, or like, of course I'll ask questions, because I'm a why ask type of girl. Like, what's the problem, whatever. And when they explain it to me and say this is what they want, I'm like, okay, stand on that. Stand on that, right? So that's the second part of the phase. And then the final phase is, um they always come back. They always come back, and not in an egotistical way, y'all. It's true. Whether that is directly messaging me, whether that is them playing with me, like liking my stuff or commenting to try to like make their presence known, but not actually directly talking to me. It's always in one of those ways before they get blocked, because I don't play that. And this phase has repeated itself in my life once again, very recently. And the thing is, I'm an emotional girl. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. When some of these talking stages ended things with me, I was actually, the thing about me is, when I'm single, I'm so single, right? Like, I talk to one person at a time. I literally talk to one person, or I don't talk to anyone at all. I don't really, So when I talk to someone and I have that company and I really enjoy their company, I get excited to like see where things go. So I'm not gonna lie, some of these times may have made me cry. I think only one of them, I probably cried in front of them. The other ones I cried on my own. But like I said, I take people at their answers. But the thing is, if I didn't, yeah, I think I only, yeah, yeah, yeah. I only cried in front of one of them when things ended. Um, but the thing is, whether I do that behind the scenes, it's none of their business. When it comes to facing it, I'm just like, okay, like I said, I don't question or beg or anything like that. I'm like, okay, if that's what you want. And like half the times, which you don't have to do, I'm not here to tell people they have to wish people who hurt them or played with them well. But for the most part, I've learned to be pretty calm too. I'm like, no, I get it. Work's too much, your life's too much, you don't have time for this. Cool. I'll be like, okay, I hope things get smoother for you, whatever. Bye. Right? That's typically how I end it. And I move on with my life. I told you I'm a Scorpio. Like I'll cry for like a day, and then literally the next day I won't care because what, like, what I'm gonna do? You said so. Okay, okay. And y'all, specifically for one guy that I've been in a talking stage with, but even I feel like I've seen it with a couple of them. The reaction I get from my response of acceptance and calmness and grace, like a lot of times guys seem really confused, because as women, I'm not saying all women are as emotional as me, you could be whoever you want, but I feel like typically we're pretty emotional. Like guys cut us off or guys like just do things that would obviously hurt us. Like I said, I was hurt in these situations because I'm having someone sell me this whole dream and then swipe it from me and get me like excited, right? So a lot of times I feel like guys are so used to women having a reaction, like getting mad, telling them off, which I did once, or like bawling their eyes out, begging them, like just try to, like they're used to an emotional reaction. So I feel like a lot of times when I don't give them an emotional reaction, it really confuses them. Like I legit remember one specific guy just like basically trying to keep the conversation going. And I'm like, what are we talking about? Like you you said your life is busy. What else do you want me to say? Like I remember that it was like dead silent after I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like I hope things get less stressful for you. Like bye. And I remember he didn't hang up the phone. It was like silence. And he was like, are you okay? Like you said what you they be looking for it. So yeah, typically that is how I've handled those situations face on, no matter what I tell my friends or if I cry behind the scenes, that's what I show the men because what like, and I'm not saying if you do cry, like you're right to cry or tell someone off if you're hurt. I'm not saying I'm better than you for like not doing that, but I'm just saying those are how I handle those situations personally. Not all the time, because I told you I crashed out pretty bad. I was pretty in the trenches about that one boy, but we all were. And the last final part of this phase, y'all, is silence and standing on business, which is where we have a lot of trouble, right? Because feelings ebb and flow. Maybe you'll be like, okay, I don't care. And then 2 days you're like, dang, and you get sad. Like everything is completely valid. But it's like, no matter how you feel, y'all, if you really want that man back, which this isn't what this is about, but it's what happens, do it for yourself first. Stand on business for yourself first, and then see how you'll get exactly what you want. But by the time you get it, you don't want it. Because unfollow, don't stalk, don't, none of that, don't reach out, don't respond, and watch what happens. Every single one of those men reaching out to me for something, making themselves known in my likes and comments, like just doing stuff to still show that they're here and they're watching me, or like I said, some people just flat out reaching out to me. And then a lot of times, I'm not gonna lie, like all my talking stages I block because like I said, y'all, it always, what you want, like what you wanted always comes delayed. Like that's the thing, how people talk about manifesting and stuff like that. It's like by the time those boys would reach out or make themselves known in their presence, when like, I don't know, let's say it's like a week or two later, it's like, I don't care about you anymore and I don't want you anymore. So now I'm gonna block you because you're annoying me. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to see you in my comments or in my likes, ruining my journey of leaving the past behind and finding something better. Like what? The power of silence, y'all. Don't respond. Don't entertain. Like, I feel like that's something men do so often. Like this world, this generation is just like so people pleasing and passive that instead of someone just reaching out and saying, "Hey, I messed up. Hey, I miss you. Hey, I want to talk to you," which I said has happened a couple times, but half the other times just in my likes and stuff, it's like you're being so indirect. You're bothering me for what? When you could just literally, you still have my number, you still have whatever to get your point across. But instead, you want to just do stuff to make yourself still known and still take up space in my head. And it's not happening. That's why I left the block button, y'all. Talk. I hate people in this generation talk about. I don't want to block them because I want them to see me thriving. Yeah, like, or blocking is for the weak. I never gave a fuck. I never gave two because what? This is literally my world, my internet. My world, my internet. If I don't want to see you, I don't have to. I block people on TikTok every day. Follow me on TikTok, y'all, at Alisha Milan. It's a good time over there. But no, literally, I block people on TikTok every day. And it doesn't even have to be them interacting with me, but just like on my feed, like a man making a colorist video, someone making something homophobic, someone mocking some ethnicity, blocked because I don't want to see stupidity. Report and then blocked. And reporting don't do nothing half the time. If you're a black creator, you know about that. But anyway, back to the end phase, y'all. Like I said, I'm speaking from the perspective of a straight woman who dates men, because that's what I date. But I'm sure it could work on anyone who is stupid. Like, it's just like the power of silence is so crazy because so often in this world, like I said, you see these reality shows, people love a good reaction, people love to bring people out of character. So it's like when you don't let them see that they have that effect on you, you don't give them the satisfaction of that. Which again, I'm not saying like, oh, I'm better than people who do, because like sometimes people have me messed up and I do give them that reaction, not because they want it, because that's my true emotions, like what, but it's just like when you really practice it and you practice this level of self-control, that's the main thing that people hate to feel is confusion. It confuses them because they're like, wait, she like me and we were just FaceTiming every day, like why isn't she crying, or why isn't she trying to ask to keep talking to me, or why hasn't she said anything like it's like they almost expect women to always have that emotional pull or whatever. So it's like when you don't give it to them, when you're just silent, they get so confused, and I feel like it bruises their ego real bad. And normally I don't like people in my business. I'm a Scorpio. I am not secretive, but like y'all know the vibes. It just happened to me again recently, y'all. Quick story time. My cousin works with this guy who saw me on like basically my cousin's phone, her Instagram, and was like sprung, like, oh my god, who is that? That's your cousin? Like what? Tell your cousin I said what's up. Ugh. Right? And my cousin didn't tell me anything about this for like a whole month. So this man is plotting, like thinking about me, bugging my cousin to ask for a chance with me for a whole month, right? My cousin finally tells me, we follow each other, we talk. He's actually cute. You know, we hop on FaceTime. I'm like, oh, okay, okay. He's like, yeah, let me take you on a date in a week, right? Mind you, he waited over a month for this opportunity. And thank God I actually thought he was cute and I actually thought the personality was there. And I was like, oh my God, wait, a match. Like, I've never been like put on to someone. Like, I was excited. And my cousin was really vouching for him too. Like, yeah, he's a cool dude. He works, he goes to school, he's this, he's that. And like, I'm excited because I haven't been on a date in a year. um Everybody else be disappointing me. So him saying we're gonna go on this date and stuff, I get excited. It only lasted 2 weeks though. And in those 2 weeks, I was very patient. One thing about me, I don't understand this dating game of, oh, we're not together yet. I don't owe them anything. Like the people who be like, yeah, he ignored me for 10 hours, or he talks to other girls and I don't want him to, blah blah. I don't play none of that. Like, I feel like standards show how much you want a person from the very jump. Of course, if you don't want the person that bad, you don't mind playing in their face. But baby, you should, if you're trying to date me, Um, that or nothing, standards or nothing. So over those 2 weeks leading up to the date, I noticed his communication was very, very poor. Like he was genuinely someone who was not on his phone a lot. My cousin could literally vouch for me. She'd be like, yeah, girl, like at work, I literally would need to find him, like talk to him, tell him something, and I would literally have to go and find him because he legit would not be on his phone. Like he's really not. Like mind you, social media and everything back that up. Like doesn't post, doesn't open my memes or something for a while, which is fine, right? We love that. Because he was a very busy person, which I don't mind. More busy than me, busy person, I don't care. The only thing that matters, what matters, I feel like to the core about all these situations is communication. If you're busy, let me know. Hey, I'm going to be doing this for 3 hours. I'll talk to you later. I'll call you later. Or if you get back on your phone and you're like, oh shoot, I forgot to tell her, tell me, oh, this is where I've been for 2 hours. My fault. This boy would just come back like nothing. And I would like have to ask him like, it's been 3 hours. Oh, this and that. Yeah. And mind you, also, this was a boy who didn't really use social media, didn't really whatever. Like I didn't catch a vibe until we FaceTime like a few days in. Like at first I honestly thought he was really boring and I didn't care for him because his text was giving robot. It was giving robot. Like so imagine someone only having a personality and reassuring you like when they call you and you don't call you're not able to talk on the phone with them for like a couple days. So when you don't have a chance to talk on the phone with them, it literally feels like you're talking to no one. It feels like you're talking to a robot. Cause he had a weird schedule. He would like sleep during the day, whatever, which is fine. But it's like when you don't communicate to me and you just respond 6 hours late, how was I supposed to know you were asleep? Like, how do I know I'm not being ignored? I don't know any of that because, bro, I don't know you well enough to know all this stuff. And so a couple times I brought it up. He'd be like, oh, yeah, I could definitely do better. Like, oh, what you mean? Like, I always be talking about you. I know I want you, blah, blah, blah. And it was like, it's not that I didn't believe him, but also I don't know you. So I don't really have a reason to believe you. But you know how people say that thing? It's all about loving people in your love languages. So my love languages are acts of service and quality time. Um, to me, communication is an act of service. Like I'm thinking about you, so I'm gonna let you know. Like, you know? And then obviously quality time, spending time. So I wasn't getting those two. So I was like, I'm literally not getting communication from you. I'm not getting that stuff. So I was like, when we're not on FaceTime, I can't even tell if you fuck with me. Like, I just can't. Like, you're not showing me. And he would always assure me, like, what? I'll talk to my cousin. She'd be like, girl, he be talking about you at work and stuff. I'm like, that's cool and all. But like, if you want to date someone or you're interested in someone, you have to show them in ways that they can perceive it. I can't just go off when my cousin says, well, I don't even know you. So I had to have that talk with him a couple times. And the typical boy response, like, oh, I'm going to work on it because I know I want this, blah, blah, blah. Okay, nigga. Anyway, up until the day before the date, like I remember we hadn't talked for like 6 hours and he FaceTimed me and I was like, what have you been doing all day? And he's like, blah blah blah. Oh, I didn't text you. Oh, I was like, when you don't communicate, there's nothing wrong with being busy doing stuff. Obviously, you have a life. But I was like, when you don't communicate with me, obviously, honestly, it annoys me like little more and more each time. And like you don't want to get me to that point where like I'm anyone I've dated can never be surprised because you know how people be like girls always just be saying nothing's wrong, blah blah. No, I will tell you this is what's bothering me. This makes me feel pushed away. This annoys me. So when I break up with you over that stuff, you won't be surprised because I told you and I gave you the chance. So I was like, yeah. So honestly, the more and more you do that, I'm less interested and annoyed. So I'm just letting you know that right now. And he seemed to really tighten up, like, ah, you're right. Like, my fault. I hear you. I hear you. Again, just give me that whole thing. So the next day was supposed to be the date. And there was some distance, right? There was some distance between us, a couple hours. And he was like telling me he went out, he got a flat tire. I'm like, okay. He's like, yeah, I'm fixing it right now, blah, blah, blah. And then basically he was just like, oh, actually, I can't come because this and this. And I responded and I was like, okay, I don't want to see you. Like, first of all, standing someone up the day of the date is already annoying. But like, I'm like, maybe I would have had a little bit of grace for you if you weren't so annoying. Like, if the communication was there, if you communicated with me and I didn't have to keep telling you, then if something happened the day of the date, I might have been like, I get it, things happen, we'll do it tomorrow. But no, because I you keep annoying me little by little, and I'm giving you hella patience because I just want to meet you and see if I even like you. Um, that was just my last straw. I was like, so you're not coming today? He was like, no. I was like, okay, I'm done talking to you. Like, I don't know how to explain the situation that you guys will like totally get why I was so, but it was just like, it was something that could have been avoided if he actually prepared for the date, right? And mind you, that was another thing. He asked me on a date and then he was all, oh, that's a huge part, y'all. He asked me on a date, didn't want to give me a day, didn't want to give me a time, was just like, oh, we'll see. I'll be out there that time this weekend. Wait, no, maybe Monday. What time? Oh, I don't know what time. You don't ask a girl on a date and not have a plan. Like what do you mean? At night or in the afternoon, Saturday. Wait, no, yeah. So I was just over it. But then the next day, I talked to my cousin about what happened. She's all like, "Oh, well, he's around now, and he said he wants to see you, but he just didn't respond because she said you didn't want to talk to him, blah blah blah. Like, he really messes with you, blah blah." So I put my pride aside. Like I said, y'all, I haven't been on a date in a year. Like, I was like, let me just see if he even worth the stress. I'm like, okay, whatever. My cousin's vouching for you again. I text him. I'm like, hey, um, I say something like I talked to my cousin, do you still want to meet today if you're around? He wants to say, I'm busy right now, but maybe like in a couple days, like before I leave the city. And and here's the thing. Y'all, if he or she is not making you feel like Never Lose Me by Flo Milli, they gotta go. What do you mean I'm busy? The girl that you've been waiting for a chance with for months and that you messed up the date with and that you have been annoying but you say you want and you're so is like is giving you another chance and you're not going to drop your plans and come when you were supposed to come the day before that, but then you're supposed to come the day before that because you I know first you said it was going to be Saturday, then it was Sunday, and now I was like, well, no. I was like, well, I'm not gonna keep waiting on you, but enjoy your time out here. I'm good. Cause tell me you don't ever want to lose me. So I show my cousin. She's like, "Are you freaking kidding me, bro? We just going to rant about how he's dumb. Like, how you gonna beg for a chance with someone? You have the chance and you're acting stupid." But that's not my problem. Like literally, he disappointed me by the day of canceling the date. I cried. I gave him one more chance, and then I was like, no, like absolutely not. Absolutely not. So like I said, I didn't say anything else. I unfollowed him, all of that. Cause you're not about to play like I'm over it. I'm over it. Right? And then like I said, fast forward to a couple days ago, about a week post the situation, my cousin works with him again. He's talking, "Oh, I miss her. I actually really want to see her. Man, I miss talking to her. I'm about to text her, blah, blah, blah." I haven't peeped on one platform that he's still following me, even though I don't follow him back. What are you doing? What are you doing? So I just want to share that story again because the power of silence, y'all. When you've had it, I know it's hard. Like if you care about someone, these were talking stages, so I didn't care about them that much. But but like when you really have that self-control and that standing on business and the power of silence, y'all, you will eventually get what you want. I won't be surprised if in a couple days he tries again. Like I said, I already know from knowing someone who knows him that he knows he messed up and whatever. But like I feel like so often we get down and we're just like we just think like people don't care or whatever. Y'all, people are human. People are gonna miss someone they were talking to, someone they cared for at one point, blah, blah. I'm saying like in deeper relationships, not these talking stages I'm talking about. But the power of silence is so real. This is literally your sign that the next time a man tells you he doesn't want you or shows you he doesn't want you, give him exactly what he just asked for and watch. Watch. Oh, okay. Anyways, guys, I hope this was helpful in some way. It was really just like a rant slash story time about my personal experience, but I wanted to share it because I feel like if more women have access to this knowledge or start to practice this, we'll be unstoppable. Like, I understand Gen Z, this generation is absolutely ridiculous. I've heard stuff like an 8-month talking stage. um, I've heard Yeah, I've heard some crazy stuff. But I swear, y'all, you might think, like, I don't want you to take away from this video, though, that being silent is, like, gonna get you what you want eventually, because it does. But do it for yourself, y'all, because when you do it for yourself, when what you wanted comes, you literally won't care. It's happened to me all year, y'all. Like, the I was so confused. I was so hurt. Why are we done talking? Why don't we ever make it to this? And then when they do and they bother me, like when they do reach out, I'm like, you're bothering me. I'm annoyed. I don't want you. Ew, cringe. Like, send it to the group chat. Like, the power of silence is very powerful. Okay. Anyways, thank you guys so much again for watching another video slash listening to another episode. Please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel if you enjoyed content like this. I have many more videos on my podcast, Alisha's World, or on the Yap Sessions playlist that you can enjoy and listen to whenever you want to hear what you need to hear. But thank you guys again for listening to me yap, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye!